So this week we have the 2025 Toyota Tacoma Trailhunter, and well, I'm gonna go ahead and give you a little bit of a spoiler alert. This is my favorite truck. Like, it's my favorite truck on the market. I absolutely love everything about this, with two minor complaints, maybe major, depending on, you know, your truck priorities. But let us tell you about what it was like to spend a week with this thing. And if you want to see me off-roading in this and kind of talk more about that, I also had a chance to do it last fall with Toyota in the mountains of West Virginia. So check that video out as well.
Hello. That was dorky. Okay, you can cut that.
It's staying in.
Hello, we are here today with the Toyota 2025 Toyota Tacoma Trailhunter. Forgot the name of it. I always forget the name of it. Which is like the most not fancy, off-roadish, like toughest version of it, I think. The off-roadist, right?
Yeah. Off-roadiest?
Off-roadiest?
Sure.
Is that a thing?
It is now.
So we're talking about the exterior first, right? Because that's what we like to do.
Have you done one of these reviews before?
It's been a hot minute.
Not really.
Well, feels kind of like it. But I love the way this truck looks. First of all, I love a truck. So I'm a big truck stand. But I love the grill, like the tough, it's got like a lot of tough features to it, tough accents or whatever. I guess because it's the off-road version to make it like
the top of the line.
Look tough, yeah. So like it looks so cool. I think it looks really tough. I love this color. It's like this is like my new favorite vehicle color.
It's called bronze oxide.
Yeah, I love like this color or like that greenish color that I like.
Oh yeah,
you
nori
know?
green.
Yeah, because they just look tough to me and they look like perfect for like an off-road vehicle, you know. And these wheels are some of the coolest. Freaking sick, yeah. Like the color, what is like a bronze or something?
Yeah.
Like it looks so cool. And I mean, the tires are freaking fat. So yeah, I love it just all has all these tough truck features. Cause like, if it's going to be a truck, I want it to be like a truck, not like a little tiny baby truck, you know? I like a big truck. And this like does that. So
it's not a big truck, it's a mid-sized truck.
But like it feels like a big truck.
It does.
When you ride it, it feels like I'm riding up high when I'm driving it. When you're getting into it without the running board, it feels like it's a big truck. It looks like those tires are
Well, yeah, because it has rock
ridiculous.
rails.
Yeah, it's awesome. And I like, what is this?
Oh,
Does
that's
it have
the
a name?
ARB bed rack.
I don't know what that means.
It's like when you're off-roading, you can, overlanding, I mean, you can hang stuff from it, like gas canisters and things like that.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I mean, that looks really cool. But like the side of this truck, I mean, like there's literally nothing I would change about this truck.
Oh.
Would you?
Actually, no. This is my favorite looking
Like
truck on the
visual
market.
wise, I mean, for sure. There's nothing. There is something on the inside I would change about it, but visual wise, I've told you, visual wise, there's nothing I would change about it.
Visual wise.
Okay, now I have not done the show. I just did that, just like that.
Oh wow.
Are you impressed? I was gonna ask if I could climb up in it, but surely this can hold a person, right?
Well, yeah, it's a truck.
It's a big truck. Yeah. So this, I mean, I just love a truck. I could sit back here. You can tailgate for all the like non-trucky things like tailgating and stuff. And then also like for all the I mean, look how cool it is. I almost put my groceries back here the other day, but then
how cool the bed is.
I was afraid they would slide around. I just love a truck. There's just something about the open floor plan.
The open floor plan? It's been a minute since you said that.
That was the first thing I thought of. The open like I just love that you could just like throw whatever you need.
So you want this?
You know,
over the Land
you need to
Cruiser?
move a tree, throw it in the bag. You need to move boxes, throw them in the bag. You need to go move 87 bales of pine straw, throw them in the bag. Like I love that. So yes, I've told you this. I want you to have a truck.
Yard work?
Well, maybe we would do more yard work if we had a truck.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I feel like that's always your excuse. You know, like we need pine straw. Well, how am I supposed to carry it? You know, like here I'd be like, honey, go do the pine straw.
Well, so should we get a truck?
No excuses. How many years have we been married?
Yes.
22 years. Is that right?
Going on 23.
Going on 23. And I have told you that I need you to get a truck.
Well, you just
like to drive these little tiny cars, and I don't like that.
sports cars.
I know you like sports cars, but I like a man in a truck.
A big guy in a truck.
Yeah.
Big guy in a little truck.
No, I want a big guy in a big truck.
Oh, okay.
No little trucks. We've talked about that. Yeah, so I love this. What is all this?
Well, you've got your plugs. It's a hybrid.
So it's got all the cool.
One on the left side over here, you have the air compressor.
But what are these things?
Those are like your tie downs. You can slide them around.
Oh, okay.
But over here's the air compressor, so you can air up and air down your tires.
This thing?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's got start stop. Like it's automatic?
Yeah. And then you got the power on the other side.
Oh. That's so cool.
Yeah, you could like run a campsite with this thing.
Like, we don't even camp, but like maybe I would.
Well, yeah, now we will.
Yeah, we would lay pine straw and go camping.
Yeah, there you go.
If we had this. So keep in mind, I know you love this truck too, so.
Well, spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. Does it? Okay, so when the first time I opened it, I pressed this thing, and then you can kind of like
You were
push.
just informed.
Yeah, and then you can just kind of push it back up, and it'll go back up on its own. But look what I just found all by myself with no help at all.
Yeah, I didn't tell you at all.
Is that there's a hidden button right here. I love a secret. That's like MacGyver.
MacGyver truck?
Yeah, like MacGyver would put a hidden thing in there.
And then it powers up too.
And then you can, and everybody's like, what happened?
There we go.
It's my MacGyver button. No big deal.
All right, I think the Toyota Tacoma is an incredibly good-looking sort of mid-size pickup truck. I think all the mid-size pickup trucks right now are pretty handsome. The Ranger looks good. The Chevy Colorado looks good. The Tacoma is probably my favorite in terms of styling, and of the Tacoma lineup, I think the Trailhunter is the best looking, and of the Trailhunter configurations, bronze oxide with the bronze wheels
is so cool.
Looks phenomenal. Like, this is my favorite truck on the market, both in terms of like usability and what it can do, but also in terms of just the way it freaking looks. This thing looks amazing. Everywhere we drove this week, I was driving it around. We drove it to work. You drove it to work. I drove Hallie around a little bit in it, and people were looking at it. I got thumbs up from Tacoma people. Like, people love the way that this truck looks. And can you blame them? I think this thing looks absolutely sick. I love some of the color combos and the styling that Toyota is doing right now. I think Toyota is absolutely crushing it in terms of style and colors. You look at the Land Cruiser, you look at the Tacoma. I've always been a little critical of the way the Tundra looks. I think the Tundra looks fine, but when you put big tires on it, like you put kind of off-road tires on it, suddenly the Tundra comes alive. The Tacoma doesn't suffer from that at all. The Tacoma looks good out the box, but then when you put the stuff on it, yeah, like right out the gate, like right, well, I'm talking about like the base model. So you get a Tacoma SR base work truck, looks totally fine. Like, it's a nice little truck. Then you do this to it, holy Lord, this thing looks good. Yeah, I love driving it. I love being seen in it. I love everything about the way this Toyota Tacoma looks. I cannot say enough good things about it, and it makes me kind of desperately want one, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, whoever designed this needs a raise.
Good job, Toyota.
I was gonna say, what are you doing? You just did that little leg
relaxing in front of my Toyota Tacoma Trailhunter because I'm off-roady.
The hood prop? You are not off-roady.
No, not really. But I like to cosplay as an off-road. Yeah, I like to pretend. I identify as no, I don't actually. I identify as a sports car guy, but like I'm pretending to be an off-road guy. So the powertrain in the Toyota Tacoma Trailhunter, this has the iForce Max. Now, much has been said about this. We just had the Land Cruiser. Go watch that video. I, frankly, if I'm being honest, am really sick of people's criticisms about the sort of Toyota Tacoma powertrain based on the ancient powertrain that the Tacoma had before. Now, fairly, that powertrain was known for being insanely reliable. Whether you get the four-cylinder or the V6 was sort of legendary for its reliability, kind of like how it was in the 4Runner. The 4Runner's V6 was practically indestructible. Commenting on that in a brand new model that's only been out for barely 2 years now, it seems pointless because long-term, 5-10 years down the road, that will determine what this powertrain, kind of how it ranks in terms of reliability. Now, in terms of usability, I'm talking about outright power and what that power feels like from behind the wheel. This thing is awesome. 326 horsepower, 465. Let me say that again because you might think I didn't hear him correctly. 465 pound-feet of torque running through an 8-speed automatic. Yeah, that's a lot. Like, that is a lot. And it feels very good from behind the wheel. This thing feels, honestly, it feels like it has more get up and go than the Land Cruiser does. I think probably because the Land Cruiser just feels bigger and weighs more than this. This thing feels more light on its feet than the Land Cruiser. And so it went from behind the wheel. Not only does it sound better, which is a big complaint about this powertrain, you lose kind of that V8 or V6 growl. This one doesn't have it, but I think in the Trailhunter, it does sound pretty good. So that, complaint in the Land Cruiser doesn't really apply here. This thing also feels faster. The switch over between hybrid power and regular power is almost imperceptible. And you got to remember that the hybrid power here is not to give it some kind of crazy gas mileage. It's to increase power without giving you a gas mileage penalty. So we drove this all week and we're averaging around 20 miles per gallon, okay? And that is in horrible daily commuting because I have a terrible commute to work. That's also driving up to Road Atlanta. I took my dad up to Road Atlanta to watch some races. Bonus, one of the things, we wanted to go to a different part of the track to watch the race. It was crowded. It was up in the 80-degree range. And, he's getting up there in age. We didn't want to just stand around in the blistering heat. So we sat in the truck, parked it where we could oversee the track, And we didn't burn any gas because in hybrid mode, it was just churning the AC and the cooled seats while we watched some of the race. That's a nice thing.
Kill your dad.
Yeah, and he didn't overheat.
Good job.
And when you go off-road in this, it's kind of cool if you're kind of like coasting down a hill or something, the engine shuts off and you're just kind of like out in nature. And that's something when I went off-roading last fall with Toyota and drove this and the TRD Pro and the Land Cruiser, that was something that I really appreciated. Like when you're just kind of crawling through nature and then the engine's off and the windows are down and you just feel like, I don't know, more a part of it or something. Like it's just kind of a cool thing to have that hybrid power. And then it also pays dividends in the bed of the truck for its practicality. Now, one of the things that's cool about the Trailhunter is that you can get it with the 5-foot or the 6-foot bed. And so that gives it that little added bit of versatility. This one has the 5-foot bed, which means it's payload rated for almost 1,500 pounds. And that's not bad in this class of vehicle. You also get the air compressor over here that I showed you and the plug over here.
Yeah, that's
so you
cool.
can run a lot of stuff off of like your campsite or whatever, as well as air up and air down your tires, air up and air down.
Does it have
other
like a
things.
hose for the?
Yeah, like you can have a
you
little
have to have
attachment. There's like an attachment point right there, so you can run a hose like off of the.
But it
air
doesn't have a
compressor.
hose. You have to attach.
And, well, I don't know because it's
Oh,
a
okay.
test vehicle, so it might be hidden somewhere in
okay.
the car or something like that. A bonus fact: this vehicle was delivered to us with 100 miles on it, so this is quite literally a brand new Toyota Tacoma Trailhunter that we got to spend a week with. But I just love the usability of it. You get the ARB bed rack back there. You also get the ARB bumper, which is one of the coolest aspects about this truck. Now, I did say if you want to see more about the off-roading of this truck, you can go check out the other video. I'll link in the description. But let me talk for 2 seconds about some of the unique off-road features that the Trailhunter has compared to the TRD Pro. Okay, so we didn't get to do any off-roading this week, but one of the coolest things about the Toyota Tacoma Trailhunter, and the TRD Pro has this as well, is the upper control arm up here has Trailhunter kind of written on it. The TRD Pro has TRD Pro, and it's color matched to the car, which I think is just
That's
a neat
cool.
detail. I believe the TRD Pros are all red, but the Trailhunter one, I think, and maybe they're all gold, but this one looks kind of bronze oxide, so I could be wrong there. But you have Trailhunter there, and then you have Old Man Emu shocks, which is a sort of Australian brand dedicated to off-roading and rock crawling. So the TRD Pro comes with Fox shocks. These come with Old Man Emu, and if you want to know more about that, you can check out that off-road video. But I think that's really neat that the Trailhunter comes with all of this stuff, like the rock rails, the off-road suspension, the bigger Goodyear Wrangler tires. These are, I think they're 33s that come with it, and it all comes like right out the box, right? You get this thing and it's ready to go on the trails, ready to be overlanded, ready to be off-roaded, and you don't have to do anything to it, which might take the edge off the price just a little bit, but we'll talk about that more in a second.
Not if you're a teacher, Prom.
Not if you're a teacher.
Okay, so spoiler alert. I mean, I love the way this thing. I don't think that's a spoiler.
Not at this point in the video.
Exactly. I love the way this thing drives.
These things? This truck?
Okay, Mr. Heads and Shoulder.
Head and shoulders. This side is tingling.
I love. You're so weird. I love the way this thing drives. I feel like I'm up high, which I love in a truck. I mean, you have to climb up into it. So I love that feeling of like being up above the road. I love the steering wheel.
I hope in most cars you're up above the road.
Seat, oh, you know what I mean. The seat is not the most comfortable thing, but it's also not the least comfortable thing. So the seat doesn't bother me really. Everything is where I want it to be. I haven't had an issue finding like the camera button, finding any of the things. They're all like, I feel very intuitively located.
Intuitively.
Yeah, the screen. Are you going to just repeat everything I say?
Maybe.
It's annoying. I'm sure all the people are like, that's annoying. How does she stay married to him? It's difficult, guys. It's difficult. The screen is huge. I love that. I feel like driving wise, the way the gas and the brake are perfect. I have not had a like I feel like sometimes I have to what's the word I'm looking for? Like a learning period where I have to like figure out.
The learning curve?
Yeah, you know, like where you have to like figure out is this a hard brake or you know what I mean? I don't know the right words, but
you're struggling.
Well, I don't know the right words, but you know what I mean. Like you have to like figure out how the brake pedal and gas pedal work to get a smooth drive, and I do not feel like that at all. Like I was able to just come in and drive this thing like I've been driving it for forever. So basically, you should buy me one. Can you hear that?
Well, yeah, I'll play a sound of it here.
The the one thing I do not like about driving this car. That sound, what is it, the air intake?
It's the air intake.
It's so annoying. And I drove this quite a few times this week, and it doesn't get less annoying. Maybe you think it gets less annoying. I don't think it gets less annoying. Hallie was like about to just walk to wherever we were going because she found it so annoying. She didn't want to be in the vehicle with it. So that annoys me. Very much so. So I don't know. That's not my favorite. All the safety features like you were talking about. I dropped Hallie off at practice and she walked in front of the car and this thing just blew up with like her picture, you know, like the camera. So I was
With
saying,
her picture.
but like the big, how you were saying, some people say the screen is too big. But when it's like to show the driving camera, like safety wise, I think it's great. When you're reversing and parking and turn the camera on, it's like it's clear as day. You don't need anything else to help you drive this thing. I think it's great. The lane keep assist, I was driving and there was a squirrel on the road. So I was like I didn't want to run over the poor little guy. So I like kind of moved over and that like wanted me to keep where I was going, but it did it like in a gentle way, you know, like it wasn't like jerking you over. It didn't beep at me annoyingly. It didn't do any of that kind of stuff. It just was like a gentle, like, no, stay over here. So, I mean, all the safety features, like driving wise, I love this thing. The pickup is great. The braking is great. I just love it. I really wish it wasn't $72,000 and that I wasn't a teacher.
Well, you're not. You're a YouTuber.
The combo of those two is not good.
You're a famous
is
auto YouTuber.
Famous is wild.
Oh, hey, future me here, and I wanted to clarify something. We keep saying 72 in this video. The Trailhunter is more like 64 and change as you see it here. So let's say 65. Still very expensive, no doubt about it. But I wanted to make that clarification. We just had the Toyota Land Cruiser before this and it was like 72. And both of us had 72 on the brain. Well, I did. And then I say 72 and well, you know, Megan's just going to repeat it. So I'll put it up on screen to avoid any confusion. But the Trailhunter, as you see it here, is between 64 and 65,000, not 72. Okay, I lied. I'm driving the truck. If you want to see, you know, some more driving impressions, you know what though? Now that I think about it, I did do some driving impressions on that off-road trip, and a lot of the stuff I talked about was off-roading. I didn't do it behind the wheel of the Trailhunter, so this actually is kind of relevant. Living with this thing for a week, it's stunning how capable it is and how easy it is to drive. Like, it's so comfy and easy to live with that you just really appreciate it. One of the things that you notice about trucks, and of course, right when I talk about this is when we're stopped at a red light, one of the things you notice about trucks is as you're driving and you don't have anything in the bed, you'll get kind of like, you know, vibrations through the structure as the rear end goes over bumps. The way they control it in the Tacoma Trailhunter, and I think all Tacomas, but I really notice it in this truck, is because of all the off-road, you know, kind of capability. Sometimes you get a little bit more bounciness, a little bit more wallowiness in the suspension because of the articulation capability. You don't get any of that in this, and I really, really appreciate it. I really appreciate that this thing has some of Toyota's best off-road capability, and you don't really pay any price at all. Yeah, you don't pay any price in drivability or comfort. If anything, this thing, in my opinion, is better to drive on the street than any other Toyota Tacoma.
Well, I was gonna say, I feel like there's a lot of like off-road vehicles that we've driven.
Oh yeah,
that I'm like, this is a great like fun car, but not super everyday comfort wise.
Yeah, this actually, the Old Man Emu shocks, I really want to give them a shout out.
Name, by the way.
Well, they're Australian. Emus, you know, live in Australia.
My old man.
I don't know actually. I love it though. It's a hilarious name. But I want to give them credit because they are famous in off-road circles for their capability. And when we had the Bronco Raptor, for example, the Bronco Raptor is a very comfy ride, but it's very cushy, right? It's like very cushy and very wallowy because it has such crazy suspension articulation. This thing never feels like that. And maybe it can't articulate quite as much as a Bronco Raptor, but honestly, it's something to live with every day. This is a billion times easier to live with than a Bronco Raptor. So I really appreciate that. I think that as a combination of a do-everything truck that looks the business with off-road capability, and there's no penalty in the drive, that's great. The steering is fantastic for a truck, no complaints there. The hybrid system going on and off is awesome. I drove this thing in terrible Atlanta traffic going through the suburbs to work. There are cars that I enjoy driving that I would rather not be stuck in on that commute. I didn't mind being in this at all. The seat is comfy enough. I do agree. The Land Cruiser seats are exceptional.
Yeah.
But it's comfy enough. Got great lumbar for me. I got a messed up back. It's super easy to drive. It shuts off when you're in traffic, so you don't feel like you're just throwing gas away. Like, no complaints. This is my favorite truck for a myriad of reasons, and the driving experience is absolutely one of them. On the road and off the road. I forgot to show you something that you can get in some Tacoma trims, and I'll go ahead and admit, I'm not 100% sure how far down the Tacoma trim ladder it goes. I know you can get it in this one and the TRD Pro. I think you can get it in the TRD off-road, but follow my hand. Follow my hand.
Okay, that's a lot of work.
With the camera.
I know, I'm trying. Whoa.
Bluetooth
What is that?
speaker. Bluetooth
Oh,
speaker.
JBL.
Yeah, JBL Bluetooth speaker that detaches.
That's cool. And then
now,
plays what's in the car?
Or your phone. Now it's part of your campsite. You got your little
that's
USB
cool.
charging. You can attach it to things.
How did you even find that?
Well, I knew about it from Toyota. I just forgot to mention it when we were doing the interior.
That's very
so,
cool.
Yeah,
And that's a big one, too.
Yeah, no, it's a good one. So it works as a normal speaker and part of the channels of the interior.
And then does that charge it?
Yeah, it charges
Like,
up,
by
so it's
being in front
fully,
of the car?
by being in the car, it's fully charged, and then you can charge it separately if you need to, so you can have it out of the car.
That's so cool.
Yeah, isn't that great?
Good job, Toyota.
Yeah, I like that. That's a cool little detail, Toyota.
I agree. Okay, so I love the fact that this does not. So now, if you want a truck, sorry, my brain just changed roles.
Change gears.
Changed gears. If you want a truck that is easy to get into, this is not easy to get into. So, like, if you want to lower, or could you get running boards on this thing, or no? Is that
I mean,
like a thing?
you could, but I think
Yeah.
this is the best way.
But it just doesn't have. But is there a handle here?
No, weirdly, there's not.
That is weird.
Which does
I was
seem
just
like an
thinking, how would
oversight.
you? Yeah.
Passenger has one, but not the driver.
Yeah. So I mean, like, that's a pretty.
Yeah, can't mess
Like,
around.
I'm 5'9", and I have to step up like. I mean, that's pretty high, you know? So I love it though. Like I love that. I love the feel that I'm like getting up into a truck. I don't want to like slide over in my truck. That's not.
Especially at 5'9".
No, that's not for me. So in the interior, I love this thing. I think, what is this?
Oh, it's kind of their textured plastic.
Like, I think it looks cool.
It
Like,
looks great,
They
yeah.
made plastic look really good on this thing. I don't really get it. The door has like the two-tone like leather over there.
Yeah, because this is the top of the line.
Yeah, like it's so cool. And like even this little, like, look how tough that is. It's like plastic, but like that looks so cool to me.
Yeah, it
I
has,
love
like,
that
the
it's got the
webbing.
holes. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that looks so cool. There's a billion buttons in here.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what I think about that because there's like a lot of things I don't know.
But you don't.
Like,
you
what the
like
heck is
buttons.
aux 1, aux 2, aux 3, aux 4?
So that's, you can add lights to it and add them to those buttons.
Okay, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you have off-road lights. And
What is the
then
gas? You press that to open the gas?
That's how every Toyota
Oh, and then
is,
there's a button here for.
including all the Toyotas that we own.
Yeah, but it's not up here. It's like
It's
down.
close.
No, it's down there.
My Camry is right there.
Okay, well, I don't drive the Camry very often. And also, we fill that thing up with gas like once a year.
Yeah, it's a hybrid.
It's got a button for the thing, the lift gate.
Yeah.
That's cool. And I love, like, capital L, the steering wheel. Because it has my space here.
Yep.
You know how I feel about that. And it's like a big, like,
Yep.
tough.
I'm pretty sure it's the same one from the Tundra.
I
think
love
it's
it.
the same.
I love it. I like the feel of it.
Yeah,
I
it's
like
got
the
nice leather on it.
texture. Yeah, I mean, like it. I just love this. I don't know what all the buttons do.
Stuff.
It's like a lot of buttons, and there's buttons here, and there's buttons here, and there's buttons here.
Yeah, but you like buttons. You don't like.
I
when it's
do
all
like
in the
buttons. I just
infotainment.
haven't figured out what to do with them yet.
Toyota's been getting lots of praise
But I
for
will.
keeping everything in buttons.
Oh yeah, I like the buttons, but I prefer all that to like everything being on the screen, 100%. These like, is this the volume? No. What are these knobs?
Those are the temperature controls.
Temperature. Those look so cool.
Yeah.
Like, why do the knobs look cool? Like, knobs have no right to look cool.
Well, because why not?
Because they're like so tough. I just love it. And then it's got the phone, like the charge pad thing
Yeah,
here.
that actually works.
And then like even the part next to the charge pad, like looks so cool.
Yeah.
Like it's got this texture. This, I love a normal gear shift.
Yep.
Like
Especially
with
a
the
big
leather
one.
here and it's like a big fat one.
Yeah.
Like, I just love it. It fits the stand.
So do you like this interior more than the Land Cruiser?
I mean, maybe
Except for your one drawback.
the seat.
Yep.
Yeah, the seat is not as comfortable.
Yeah. The
It
Land
is
Cruiser
comfortable.
seat is way more plush.
But it is not as, I love a plush seat. I mean, that's a big thing for me. So this seat is not as comfortable. Now, it is not uncomfortable. It would not stop
No,
me from buying this car.
Not at all.
It's just not as good.
Good lumbar for me.
I like
too.
this thing. Like, there's
It's like grab handle.
Yeah, like there's just these cool accents everywhere that I think was just done so well. Why is there no sunroof? I just now thought about that.
Yeah, and I also think with the overlanding one, they assume you're going to be putting a tent on top of this or something.
so maybe don't
So
need
what's
to.
the point?
The screen is huge.
Yeah.
The screen is
I'm
great.
pretty sure it's a 14-inch.
Yeah. I really, I mean, I have no complaints.
There is one downside I'm going to talk a little bit about.
Oh, wait. Oh, should I talk about what I don't like or wait till the driving part? The sound?
Oh, yeah, wait till the driving part,
Okay.
because that's sort of a characteristic.
Yeah.
But there is a downside that you're about to experience.
The back seat.
Yeah.
So I already could tell because I just literally went to go put my purse back there and I was like, whoa, my little purse
Yeah.
barely going to fit back there. So we'll go see.
All right.
Oh, Lord.
You having some problems?
Yeah. Are you filming me?
Yeah.
Okay.
While an ambulance goes by.
Okay. Oh,
I'm like,
look.
hey, action, ambulance goes by.
I just pulled up the floor mat with my foot because it got stuck.
Yeah.
This is not it.
Yeah.
I'm very,
And you're
very uncomfortable.
how tall?
My knees, I'm 5'9". Whoever's sitting here can 100% feel my knees digging into their back.
And that's set for where I would have the seat.
Or me.
Yeah.
Because we drive
Because
this
you
in.
drive with your legs straight out.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, could you scoot it up a little bit? Yeah, but this is not it.
Yeah. Even among mid-sized trucks, this is the Tacoma's downfall.
Yeah. This is actually my first time back here.
Yeah.
This is kind of a big down.
Yeah, the Tacoma has like toddler rear seats.
Yeah, like for sure.
Okay, maybe child, but
But like you and I mean, we have older kids.
right. we don't-
One drives herself in college. One will be driving in less than a year. So we don't really need a ton of space,
No.
like backseat space. So
No. This
like if
actually
this was
makes-
going to be like your truck.
Yeah, it makes more sense than a Tundra in a lot of ways.
But like if you want your truck to be your family vehicle, this is not.
Yeah,
it.
no.
Yeah. So no, I mean obviously if you have a really short people
What about seat comfort?
or like who drive, I mean it's so my knees are so
It's
uncomfortable.
irrelevant.
That it's I'm having a hard time. Like the seat
Okay.
itself feels fine, but like
Yeah.
this is I'm very uncomfortable.
Sorry, Toyota.
Yeah, sorry. I mean, I guess they knew this though, right?
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, 5'9" can't sit behind 5'9".
You had the stand in here and you didn't talk about
I did.
Oh,
I said
you
it
did?
fits the stand. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Don't
I didn't
judge
remember.
me.
All right, so I love the interior of the new Tacoma, and I especially love it in Trailhunter trim. Now, one thing that they did to somewhat justify the high price is they added sort of the leather door inserts. The leather steering wheel feels really nice. The leather seats feel really good. I do agree with you. They're not as comfy as the Land Cruiser seats. The Land Cruiser seats are pretty
Insane,
fantastic.
yeah.
Yeah, they're really comfy. These are almost as comfy, right? So somewhere between I love everything about the Sequoia except the seats, and then there's
then
this,
this one,
and then
yeah.
there's like Land Cruiser, all right?
Yes.
So this has a pretty comfortable, front seats, okay? We'll get to that in a second. The technology, I've said this in all of the recent Toyota videos since they redesigned their infotainment. Some people don't like the size of the screen. They think it's too big. I
like it.
disagree. When you put the camera system up for off-roading and stuff like that, it's a huge help having a screen that size. Is it maybe a bit excessive for CarPlay? Yeah, sure. But when you're off-roading and you can see all around the truck, that's a big bonus. I also like the digital gauge cluster. That looks really nice. Off-road stuff all laid out here. Now, I will say this, when it comes to how the layout is, I love that Toyota's sticking with buttons. I love that they pre-wire kind of your aux stuff here so you can add your exterior lights, your cool like trail lights and stuff like that, and you automatically have the buttons, already in the truck. I do prefer the off-road switchgear in the Land Cruiser. To me, it just feels more intuitive and makes more sense. So however the off-road stuff is laid out, what doesn't matter is that it has all of the best goodies that Toyota includes on its top-of-the-line Tacoma. So you have all of the multi-terrain select, you have crawl control, you also have the rear diff lock and the front stabilizer bar disconnect. Now I know some people are like, oh, but some things like, I think the Ranger Raptor has like a front locking diff, it has like a rear and front. Obviously having more lockers is good, but Toyota's kind of known for their traction control being incredibly good. And I think in some of the off-road like comparison tests that I've seen, I haven't necessarily seen one of the brands have like a heads and shoulders advantage over the others. And having off-roaded this, head and shoulders, right? Having off-roaded this, in normal people, we didn't even begin to really challenge the breadth of capabilities that this thing can do. So I don't think that's really like a relevant point of comparison unless you are truly pushing this thing to the limit. Other than that, interior layout wise and space, so I'm almost 6'6", I'm about 6'5" and change. I have plenty of room in the front, and the seat is very comfortable for people sitting in the front, but it just gives you an idea of what a very, very tall person is like in the Toyota Tacoma. I love the cabin and the ambiance up here. However, there's one of the Tacoma's biggest flaws behind me. Oh, real quick, before I get into the back seat and show you, one of these kind of flaws, one of the things that Toyota's been doing a really good job with lately is their safety systems. And so this is the latest version of Toyota Safety Sense, which means you get all of the goodies. You get like the lane keeping, you get the blind spot monitoring, you get all that stuff that you expect. But recent Toyotas have come with their sort of proactive driving assist feature, which it sort of reads the lanes and gently nudges the steering wheel and stuff, and even the brakes. I was going to
talk about that when I drive.
Yeah. And that is a very well executed system. So I'll let you talk a little bit about it from kind of a layman's perspective. What you felt like when you experienced the car. I personally find those systems to be very intuitive. It's not an easy thing to do. I've now driven a lot of Toyotas that have that system, and as a driving enthusiast, I actually appreciate it, and I'm inclined to leave it on in most situations. Now, you can turn that off and just use your regular kind of lane departure warning and stuff like that. I would encourage you guys watching this video to keep it on, because unless you're doing like really dedicated performance driving or something, which in this, if you're off-road, it's not going to be doing it anyway. And if you're on the road, what are you doing if you're performance driving a pickup truck? I find that to be a reassuring kind of, let's say, friend who's got your back in driving situations. I think Toyota's current version of their Safety Sense system is one of the best, if not the best, on the mainstream market, and honestly, even kind of getting into the premium or luxury market as well.
Honey, you look so ridiculous.
Yeah. Now, let me preface this by saying, because I am biased to the Trailhunter, because I really do deeply love this truck. This should come as no surprise in a mid-sized truck for someone who is over 6'5". To try to sit behind themselves at 6'5" is not really going to be something you're going to easily be able to accomplish. But having sat in the Colorado and having tested the Ranger for a week in different iterations, the Tacoma does err on the smaller side of the rear seat space when it comes to the midsize trucks. And if you are interested in the TRD Pro, you might already know where I'm going with this. The TRD Pro has the isodynamic seats in the front, which are super cool, but they stick out another couple inches, which means you literally have no rear seat space if you're sitting behind a tall person. The fact that you at 5'9", you like to drive with your legs out a little bit, but the fact that you and I both share kind of a very similar seating position means that this isn't just exaggerated for someone of my height. This is like if you are over 6 feet tall, the rear seat is going to be kind of toddler size only.
Well, I'm under 6 feet tall.
Well, right. But not everybody drives with their legs sticking straight out. So that's, a little bit of a special case. But I'm just saying, like, you need to keep that in mind. Now, as we both have said, and you mentioned this as well, if you're in the stage of life that we're in and your kids are driving and they're practically independent, like, then by all means, like, it doesn't really matter, right? Or if you're getting this truck just for you, or it's, you're converting it to like a fully overlanding vehicle, like you have your own needs, then the rear seat space might not be an issue. I know some people complain about that in terms of space, and also the lack of storage, because you got your hybrid battery pack under here, so you don't have like that kind of under storage compartment. I think that's a minor complaint. I'm not really worried about that. But the rear seat space, if we wanted to in a pinch throw some friends back here, it's not really an option, okay? So, as I said at the beginning of the video, this is my favorite truck on sale currently. I love the way it looks. I love the way it drives. I love the way it goes off-road, like I said in the description. Check that out. I love everything about this truck except for two flaws that we're both going to mention because, well, we both feel strongly about it. The first is the price, all right? At over $70,000, the Toyota Tacoma and Trailhunter or TRD Pro form is a lot of money. There's no getting around that. If you look at the competitors, the ZR2 Bison from Chevy is right up there. The Ford Ranger Raptor, famously, is about $10,000 less. Do you get all of the stuff in the Raptor from a comfort and convenience standpoint that you get in the Trailhunter? I would say no. I would say that there's probably about a $5,000 or less difference when you really think about all the options you can get on the Trailhunter, as well as the quality of the materials and stuff like that, versus the Ranger Raptor. The other thing I don't love about the Ranger, I don't love the infotainment system. I don't love the vertical orientation of the screen. I think the Toyota execution is far better. In terms of straight up off-roading ability, for most mortals, it's a wash. So you have to decide, well, in terms of the Trailhunter, is that $5,000 kind of difference or, comparable price to the ZR2 Bison? Is it going to pay off long term with that hopeful Toyota reliability and dependability? And also, from my standpoint, just better looking, cooler truck. You also have the ARB add-ons in the bed and the bumpers. You have Toyota's legendary off-road ability, comparable to the other two. It's really up to you. For me, once you get up into that rarefied air of price, I would take the extra $30 on the monthly payment and get this. I just love this thing. I love everything about it. One of the things that I feel like this has an advantage over the others is just the way it drives on the road.
Yeah.
Living with this and daily driving it, the old man emu shocks, and maybe it's just me, maybe it's just my perception of it, I actually think that this thing rides better than almost any other Toyota Tacoma, maybe except for the TRD Sport, which, has a little bit tighter suspension. Honestly, though, I prefer this. I prefer it to the TRD Pro. I prefer it to almost anything. I think the ride on this for a pickup truck is really good. All right. So for me, this is a no-brainer. If I was going to spend the money on a fully loaded midsize pickup truck, I would absolutely get the Toyota Tacoma Trailhunter. The rear seat space is the other negative for me. It's not a negative for me, so it's a negative, but it's not a negative for me. So you have to make your own decision when it comes to that. That wouldn't stop us from getting one at all, but that's just where we are in life. So I just love this thing. I love spending a week with it. I love off-roading it last year. I just love everything about this truck, and maybe more than anything else, I just love the way it freaking looks. It just looks the absolute business, and for no other reason. Would I get it for that? Yeah, you're darn right I would get it for that.
All right, so for the Megan moment.
We're back to the Megan moment.
Well, a minute feels constraining, like then it has to be a minute, and it probably isn't. So that feels like false advertising. So we'll go Megan moment for now. Oh, well, you haven't told me how much this costs.
Probably $72,000.
Whoa, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Trucks are a lot. That's a lot.
Trucks are a lot.
Okay, so rewind when I said I wanted you to get this. That's probably why we don't have
When your
this.
Land Cruiser, you cost $70,000.
Okay, there's things that we like and things that we can't have. They both can exist. Okay, so I love the exterior of this car. 10 out of 10. Like literally, there's nothing that I would change about it.
Wow.
I mean, it's look at it.
Toyota's
You say
on the-
wow, but look at it. Look at
Toyota's
the
on the
tires. I
hits.
mean, look at it. It looks
You
so
said
good.
the same thing about the Land Cruiser.
10 out of 10 for sure.
Go Toyota.
The way it drives or driving experience as a whole, I'm going to go 8 out of 10 because there is one thing that I told you that I hate about it is that wind noise. I cannot.
The air intake.
The air intake. It drives me
Okay, but what would it be without that?
insane. I'll go 10 out of 10. I mean, I don't have any
Wow.
complaints with it. I love everything else about the way it drives.
Okay.
So, but that air intake just really annoys me. But can you get it without it, you said? Or
You probably can.
okay. And interior, 10 out of 10. I don't have
Wow.
any.
Toyota.
There is nothing. Okay. Oh. I guess space wise.
Oh, yeah.
I guess
yeah.
I have to give it an 8 out of.
Yeah.
7 out of 10. 8
Oh,
out of 10.
okay, yeah.
Well, I forgot. I mean, you literally.
Yeah.
It's a pretty unusable backseat.
That's fair.
Unusable backseat. So I would go we'll go 7.5. But keep in mind, if the back seat wasn't a thing, then it's like a 10 out of 10. For
True.
Me. Value wise, $72,000 is so much money. I'm a teacher. I don't know. Safety wise, it's great. I'm
Yeah,
sure it'll last you for forever. It's a Toyota. It's going to do all the things. It's very expensive though. I'm going to go 7.
Okay.
Does that feel fair?
Honestly, it does because of all the off-road stuff I mentioned.
Yeah. So I'm going to go overall. God, I mean, my heart wants to give it a 10, but because I really love this thing. But I'm going to go probably an 8.
Okay.
I'm going to go an 8 out of 10. It's a great truck, especially if you're looking at a truck when you don't need backseat, you don't need to carry anybody but you and a passenger. I mean, and you want to go off-roading and you want to camp and you want to do all the things and you want something that looks so cool. I would try it.
Tacoma
for
Trailhunter.
sure. Yes. 100%. Thanks for watching.
Oh, that was a quick wrap up.
Like, subscribe, ring the bell.
Oh, wow. I don't think that matters anymore. I think those days are done.
You never know.
All right. Well, thanks for being here.
Thanks for being here. We
Random
appreciate
person.
you.
Yeah.